Hello and welcome to Grind Slime TV with me, your host Aaron. And today we're going to be taking a little look at a split between an American band and a Japanese one. But first, if you can hear any noise going on out there, one of my neighbours is doing some DIY. Good for them, you know. Got to keep the place looking nice, ain't you? So, on to the release. From America, we have Mausoleum, and from Japan, we have Anatomia. Oh, yes, and this is their fancy little split that came out in 2020 via Head Split Records. Huge shout out to Dylan, who is one of the most loyal soldiers in the underground. He obviously runs Head Split Records, and he's also the drummer and singer in Hemorrhoid. But I say hemorrhage then. I thought, nope, that's not right. Hemorrhoid, really cool band. If you haven't checked them out yet, do so. They're very good. But I'll probably do a video on their album soon because it's wicked, proper good stuff. But we're talking about this at the moment. Now, the Mausoleum side seems to be called Nyctophilia, so that's pretty cool. You've got 4 tracks there, really cool, sort of a horror twinged death metal, the sort of stuff you could expect to hear on like Razorback Records, that kind of thing, In fact, I think Mausoleum may have started on Razorback, I can't remember. But that sort of ilk, if you're into your sort of, what's that band called? Frightmare, Awful, um, basically anything with Adam in it, and you've got yourself something that you're going to enjoy right here. In fact, there's an Adam on here too. Not the same one, but Adam's all round. Really cool artwork there as well, looking nice and skeletony. I do believe this is available on a vinyl and CD as well. Definitely vinyl. But the 4 tracks we get from Mausoleum, very cool. A couple of them have some really big gaps in them. So on a first listen, you might think there's more songs than there actually is, but there's not. There's just a couple of times where there are some very large pauses, so to speak. Oh, little swig of that, got to be done. And on the Anatomia side, you've got 3 tracks. Only 2 of them are like proper songs: Mangled Flesh and Rotting Innards. Rotting Innards is probably the best one on there. Really cool track. Very heavy, very slow, very nice. I mean, if you're not familiar with Anatomia, they're essentially a like an autopsy worship band, but they tune down a little more, I think. Whereas autopsy playing C, these guys play in A sharp, which tends to be quite popular amongst the Japanese doom bands because I believe Coffin's playing that very same tuning themselves. Which and don't ask me why I know that. I'm just a nerd. The best songs from Mausoleum. Ooh, probably Shrieks of Fright and The Dark Abysmal, but again, they're all good. And this is a solid EP from start to finish. And and the last track, it has lyrics. It's a song called In the Crypt, but it's a very sort of dark, ambient, kind of atmospheric piece. It's all sort of very low, like synths and pads drenched in reverb, while the Takashi does his signature gutturals over the top, which he is a one to do, and he's a definitely one to do them well. Now, production-wise, this has got everything you want on it. Both bands sound absolutely wicked. There's really no complaints about this. Like I said, this is a solid split from start to finish. Got all your lyrics there too. Nice and handy. Lyrical content, basically horror and darkness and, that sort of thing. I mean, you got songs, Shadows on the Grave, Voices from Beyond, Shrieks of Fright, The Dark Abysmal, Mangled Flesh, Rotting Innards, and In the Crypt. I mean, you're pretty much getting what it says on the tin. But really cool because I like that both bands are death metal bands, but they're very different styles of death metal. But when thrown together, it just works really nicely. Like I've got some like brutal death metal splits and some grind splits, like noise band splits and whatnot. And sometimes you get You get really good ones, but sometimes both bands sound the same. You know, it's like, all right, cool. You both love development. Cool. You know, it sounds great, but you know, but that's why I like it when they sort of mix it up a bit. And I think that's why as well I really like Anatomia, because they do a lot of splits with grind bands, and being a death doom band with like knuckle dragonly slow parts, you get one of them on the A side, and then on the B side you've got 7 songs of pure blasting. I like the mix, and doom and grind seem to go together really well. Not that Mausoleum of grind, of course, but you know, they've got a very cool sort of tongue-in-cheek kind of sound as well. And Shrieks of Fright starts awesome. It has this really sort of heavy kind of thumping sound. It just comes in with that proper wah pedal, fucking wow wow wow. It's really really cool. Oh yes, so definitely worth keeping an eye open for. It's still available. You know, you can get on it pretty easy. I think Grindfather Productions may still have some in stock. But the whole thing's up on both YouTube and Spotify. So for those of you who just stream, you're in luck. And yeah, oh, and the type, just your standard black shell with the silverness going on. Oh, yes, very fancy, very nice. So if you like your death doom and your horror twinged sort of death metal with a lot of sort of like thrash beats going on, you know, the older skank beats as they call them. Plenty of that going on. Some nice, really cool slow parts, heavy throughout. But if you're just into your blasting brutal madness, this probably ain't going to be for you. But for those of you who like it catchy, with a little bit of cheekiness thrown in, but dark as all balls, then this is definitely up your street. I highly recommend it. Really good stuff. And both bands, you just go to their discography, pick something up. If you like what you hear, you'll love the rest of it. If you don't like it, then the rest of their stuff probably won't do anything for you either. But this is a good place to start on both bands, Mausoleum and Anatomia. Make it happen. Support the underground, especially your local scene, and I'll see you on the flip side. In a bit, badgers.